What is going on? It is Monday. It's almost 10:30 in the morning. I'm jumping in. I'm going to call my absentee leads. What I need you to do is, if you're watching this video, this is live. It's not going to be edited, but it's not live actually. So I'm recording this, going to upload it. I'm not going to edit out much of anything, so you'll be able to see and kind of hear everything as I go along. I'm going to try to not talk as much, really, in between things, and just kind of look to do anything. But if anybody has questions, please put your questions in the comments of this video. Also, like the video if you like what you see. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I'm going to try to do a lot more of these kind of videos going forward to just show truly what it means to build a business. There's a lot of things out there. You know, business development has gotten really big over the last decade, of doing a lot of different things, of trying to grow Instagram pages, grow Facebook pages, grow your online presence and things like that. But nothing hits better than just flat out belly to belly sales. And so before I jump into things, I'm going to grab a couple things and show you. So look, I'm always reading. I always want to share my knowledge of things that I've learned. And I know that anybody new in real estate, if you were like me, you were looking for, how the hell am I going to make this work? And so I just started reading like crazy. And I was already in a sales position, and I had already kind of learned what it meant to prospect. So prospecting came really easy for me. But I think you should try to make prospecting come easy for you. It's not a natural thing for it to be easy, because there's a lot of rejection in this. Now, I've prospected a lot of different lead sources: expired listings, for sale by owners, just flat out circle prospecting, or cold calling is what it could be called as well. Like a true cold call, meaning a homeowner that's living in their home, has all those emotional attachments to the home and things like that, and they're just getting a call asking if you want to sell the house. Now, funny thing is, I'm actually going to start doing that again, more than prospecting, expired listing, and for sale by owners. The reason why is because I'm looking to kind of increase my my price point a little bit. And so the best way to do that is to go after like just neighborhood, and just kind of neighborhood dialing and spending time doing that. However, I'm not going to lose sight of what's been pretty much my bread and butter over the last 18 months with it, which has been absentee owners. I worked for sale by owners, was it before, but I find that obviously it's a seller's market, so houses are selling, things like that. And I'm not saying I won't go back to it, and then I won't go back to it, but for now it's just one of those things where qualifying those leads becomes more of a hassle than just making the calls and getting legit qualified leads. So that's why I jumped in and started calling absentee owners. And absentee owners have been a really good gold mine and a good niche to build off of and build a good listing inventory. So click the link down below in the description, so you can get 15% off your leads. Use discount code Wallace. Input your zip code. You'll be able to find how many absentee owners are there. I would suggest starting off with a list of at least 3,500 numbers. That's what I got, and I'm going to try to finish up that list today so I can start dialing back through it. I was doing like really good. Like in the beginning, it took me a little while, because here's what happened. I didn't have a dialer at first, so I started just hand dialing these numbers one by one. And I had broken the list up quite a bit, so I wasn't dialing like a ton of numbers, but I would get like 50 or 60, and I would call 50 or 60 in a day and then move on and do something else. But then I went back to my dialing. The reason I went back to the dial is because I wanted to get through it faster, and I found that as I was hand dialing, when you're hand dialing, there's a lot more distractions, especially because everybody's using cell phones these days. There's everything on here. You got your social media, you got your email, you got stuff like that. So I was getting distracted, and then in an hour I was only getting through like 12 to 15 calls. And that wasn't good enough for me. That's not enough contacts. And when you only are making 12 to 15 calls and you get some rejection off of that, it feels a lot heavier than what it actually is. So I went back to the dialer, and I'm dialing 2 lines now. I started off just doing single line dialing, but I'm doing 2 lines now. That gets me through about 200 or so calls in an hour now. So huge difference. And I'm actually getting to qualified leads much faster than before, and it just feels good. It feels like I'm not. It feels less exhausting too because I'm not going through, and I'm only hearing people that I'm talking to. I'm not hearing the phone ringing. But without further ado, I want to jump in and talk about some of the book recommendations that I have. And in all honesty, I've got 4 books here, and these 4 books will really be, honestly, to me at this point, for building my brokerage. There's a couple of books, Business Made Simple, Company of One, that truly stood out to me, that truly made a difference in the way that I've structured my business and my brokerage, because I don't have a huge team. It's just me. I've got transaction coordinators. I've got my title people, and I've got my mortgage lender people that I work with, and other contractors to do things like that. So that's what I kind of consider my team. Now, these people don't work for me. I don't get anything from them. They've just been people that have provided amazing service to me, and I happen to use them over and over and over and over again. And that's just how I operate. And I like working with my clients and things like that. So Company of One for building your business is one I actually have on display back there. Never Split the Difference, Start with No, and The Compound Effect. Those are all just kind of like mindset, negotiating, things like that. But these 4 books that I have right here, these 4 books are all you will need to start selling, getting good at sales, getting good at cold calling, getting good at closing, getting good at dealing with objections. Number 1, How to Become a Rainmaker. Very good. It's like a guide. Each chapter is maybe 3 or 4 pages long. You can go back and reference it. Really quick read. I think I read it in like a couple of hours once it came in the mail. But this one, it's a classic too. Really, really good one. So, The Real Secrets of the Top 20%. Now this guy, Mike Brooks, Mr. Inside Sales, the next 3 books are going to be by him. I just got on to Mike Brooks. I've read the book Fanatical Prospecting. It was mentioned in there a little bit as well. But this one literally gives you scripts, gives you things to do, gives you things to say, and you can adapt these. Inside sales obviously is more like B2B, business to business sales, but you can adapt this to your calling style, and you can adapt it to real estate. And in fact, the follow-up book to this one, Ultimate Book of Phone Scripts, has an entire section on real estate scripts in the back. But this one literally gives you everything you need. You're going to hear today that I've adapted my script to a script that's more like one of the ones that I read, like openers and things like that for cold calling. So this is the Ultimate Book of Phone Scripts by Mike Brooks. Mike Brooks, Mr. Inside Sales. And then his newest, kind of most updated one is Power Phone Scripts. And this has a lot of similar information as Ultimate Phone Scripts, but it's a good follow-up to this. It just kind of dives deeper into, it almost mixes both of these 2 books. So I read this one first. I've got my note page in here where I left off. It talks about leaving voicemails. It even goes into different follow-up systems that you can use for leads and things like that. But these 4 books, if you didn't get nothing else, forget that. I read the book, trust me, like the million dollar real estate agent, millionaire real estate agent, whatever, Gary Keller. It's great, gives you a good foundation, but it's truly basically telling you to go join Keller Williams and do their thing. And that's great if that's what you want to do. But these 4 books here, this will get you where you need to be. Honestly, this will get you where you need to be. As an independent contractor and as somebody going out to build a business, you should be thinking of yourself as a real estate agent as a business. You are the business and people are buying you. And how do you get yourself out there? You talk to people that you don't know. My camera's going to shake because my desk is shaky. Like I said, I'm not doing edits. This is just real stuff. It's Monday. I'm casual. I don't have any appointments yet. So I didn't get up and like get dressed and all that. So I'm probably going to work out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do some follow-up. I've got a listing that's on, so I need to do some reverse prospecting for that in the MLS. If you have any questions about what reverse prospecting is, if you have access to the MLS, you have access to do reverse prospecting, So if you have questions about that, shoot me a text or put the comments down below, or I'm going to put the link to my Instagram page. You can always DM me too on Instagram, any questions that you have. And here's what I do. When you ask me a question, I'm going to create a video to answer that question, and I'm going to send it to you, because chances are you aren't the only one that has that question. So if you have that question, I'll create that video and I'll send it directly to you, and it'll also be on my YouTube page, and you can go ahead and do that, and I'll put like a short clip or something like that on Instagram or whatever. Today you're going to hear a little bit of a different script. I'm hoping that you can hear the people on the calls that are coming on. But again, I'm doing this just kind of like, So yeah, I mean, look, like I said, no edits. I have two computers going on right now. So one is just kind of holding everything. This right now is just dedicated to prospecting at the moment. And because I'm standing up, I can still step over and check on things if I need to. But I'm trying not to be too distracted. I don't want to multitask too much. I'm already connected into the dialer. Like I said, I'm casual today. You guys remember my Adidas. This was a old hashtag that I had, hashtag home dealer MN. Thinking about bringing that back as I kind of promote things out here. And I had some hats made before, so I'll probably get that again. But hashtag home dealer MN. If anybody's out there that want to check it out, want to get a hat, let me know. I don't know. Maybe I'll start getting some merch or something like this. Who knows? But yeah, so anyway, I want to get through this list. I want to get through my list today. So I'm going to do that. So here's what I got going on. I had a list of 3,362 contacts. And so far I've gotten through 3,200. So for about an hour of calling out to do that. I have my list, my script here that I typically will put on this clear thing here, but type it up and do that. But I'm just gonna work on it off of this page here, and you'll see I'm gonna try to sound as natural as possible or whatever. But here, man, here it goes. Get your leads. Absentee leads, absentee owners. Start there. Start with absentee owners. I'm telling you. Start with absentee owners. You'll be glad you did.
Hello.
Hi, this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Eagan. How's your Monday going so far?
Good.
Good, good. Hey, I know you probably get a ton of calls like this, so I'll be quick. Do you still own 1855 Silver Bell Road, number 107?
Yes.
Would you consider selling it if it made sense for you?
Not right now, no.
Gotcha. Well, that's no problem. When you do decide to sell, can I be the first broker you call?
Well, yes, but I'm a real estate agent.
Aha, got you. All righty. Well, hey, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
There it is. See? The follow-up. I hope she hung up. There it is. See? The follow-up. The follow-up question. That's the main difference. But you see how the opener works. She's a real estate agent, so I'm sure she gets calls like that, and she was in a decent mood, but whatever. The follow-up question. When you do decide to sell, can I be the first broker you call? After that, I say, great. Write down my number so you have it handy. And then I say, I'll send you the rest of my information as well. Where should I send that? Website, blah, 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 that stuff like that. And then we go from there. You know, like if they want to get my email address, if I want to mail it, I'm still going to mail them a thank you card. But that's how that goes. All right? So, you heard the script.
Please leave a message and we'll return your call as soon as possible.
back. Sounds like they picked up and hung up. Keep going.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been...
And that's why I say to get a large list. At 3,500, that's a really good number to start with because you're never going to get 100% accurate information. People move, people change phone numbers, people do whatever. So you've got this, you've got the channel. I mean, Share Group, the one that I get my leads from and the one that you can get your leads from if you use the link below using discount code Wallace, get your 15% off. Honestly, their numbers are damn near 90% correct, right? I get cell phone numbers and things like that. Their email addresses are also pretty accurate. So very, very happy with the accuracy and the thoroughness of their list. But that's why you got to get a big list because then you can clean it up. And then when I go back through, I'll see less and less bad numbers, and I'll potentially contact people that want to sell. And that's just how it goes. You just sift.
The person you have dialed can't take your call now.
You just sift through these numbers. You're just sifting through. And when you do that, you're qualifying. You're qualifying people. That's what I'm doing. I'm actually looking more to disqualify than qualify most often. And that's kind of how it goes.
We're sorry. You have reached a number.
I also have the other day, so I'm a part of a networking group, and there's a marketing guy there. I have no idea how he gets the results that he gets, but I'm no marketing genius. I'm no like social media marketing guy, genius, anything like that. I post pictures and videos mostly of me like working out, jumping rope, and then like listing pictures and stuff like that, just listed stuff. But this guy gave me a list of like 60 or 70 people that were looking for lake homes. So this afternoon I'm going to get back on here and I'm going to actually I'm going to do live follow-ups for people that have filled out basically a form, like a follow-up call. It should be a warmer call, but I'm going to see how that goes. It should be interesting because it's just something to like know. And then he told me to reach out to him and let me know how it went with those leads, if I got any good results off of it. And he said he would keep doing it. So yeah, I'm excited about that, about calling those folks too. See how that goes. So like I said, if somebody gives me a list of numbers, I'm gonna call it, man. Like I'm not gonna just start going through and being like passive and just texting and doing things like that. You just gotta talk to them. Like, don't be scared. Bottom line, don't be scared. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're just going to say no. That's it. That's it. You'll hear me say a different city whenever I talk to somebody because I usually say I'm a real estate broker here in whatever city their house is in.
Five, 2, 9, 0, 5.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can I help you?
Yes, hi, this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Burnsville. How's your Monday going so far?
Well, just peachy. How are you today?
I'm good, I'm good. Hey, look, I know you probably get a ton of calls like this, so I'll be quick. Do you still own 717 East 152nd Street?
Yep, and I'm in the process of selling it. It's on the MLS, sir.
Oh, gotcha. All right, well, hey, best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. See, I didn't get to him quick enough. That's all that means. All that means is I didn't get to him quick enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that I should have stayed consistent. But that gives me promise for this list. It just gives you promise because I've come across quite a few of those where people are like, it's already on the MLS. I'm selling it now. Ugh, hate that. I didn't get to him quick enough. That's all that means. So, hey, look. People need to sell. People want to sell. A lot of times these are investment properties for folks. And they're looking to cash out now that the market is going bananas. So that just tells me I'm going to keep at it. Just imagine, man. Like if I got this, it's crazy. If my guy Jared or John from over at the Share Group, man, if they're watching this, I should have been on the dialer and doing this and got through this within 3 months and been dying. I should have been like, this should have been like my third or fourth time through this list already, and then I should have been cleaning it up and calling them back to get it to get it all done again. Whoa.
The number 952920.
But yeah, like I should have been through this already, and that listing probably would have been mine. But I have not lacked for listings at all this year, and it's all due to this list. It's all due to this list. And because of the listings, I also haven't lacked for buyers, because when you have listings, you get buyer leads off your listings. And that's the best kind of way to get your buyer leads. Not spending thousands of dollars on Zillow and stuff like that. It's actually doing this and getting your leads that way. Because you just got to get to them. Now, I always say that this list, these aren't like time-sensitive leads per se, because you just never know when somebody's going to sell or what the property is. You know what I mean? But gives you an opportunity to work with a lot of different people. I've talked to people that were going through divorce. Going to be following with some folks in September for that. They actually have 2 houses to sell. Most of the people on the list, it really depends on probably where you are, but most of the people on the list here in Minnesota are investors. They own a rental property. So you get a lot of condos, townhouses, you get single family starter homes, things like that, which are great ways to build listing inventory because they sell. They're in the price market, the price point that sells volume, 200 to 400,000. And that's right where I like to live for my business. You know, of course I'll do $1 million listings and stuff like that, and I'll love that, but the reality about those is that they take much longer to sell, so you have to have a little bit more patience. The seller has to have a little bit more patience as well because the market is smaller.
Hello.
Hi, this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Minneapolis. How's your Monday going so far?
So.
All right. Well, hey, look, I'm sure you could probably get a ton of calls like this, so I'll be really quick.
Sure do.
Do you still own 5233 39th Avenue?
Yep. And I also own a house in St. Louis Park.
Okay. Well, would you consider selling either one of them if it made sense for you?
Nope.
Gotcha. All righty. Well, hey,
I'm a realtor myself, so.
You are? Okay, gotcha. Well, thanks for your time, man. Good luck to you.
But thanks for trying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I don't mind talking to other realtors. You know, you can't sift out the realtors on the list. There's gonna be some there. If they own property, they own property. Good for them. And you'll get some guys that aren't realtors, and they'll tell you that they own two other properties. So, hello. I'll let that one go. But what was I saying? Those luxury properties, man, they're great. They're expensive listings to hold on to. And what I mean by that is like the marketing that you would do to do that. They're expensive listings to hold on to. They're great for, I'm not going to call it an ego boost, but you know, if you're looking to attract, when you're looking to attract the higher end buyer, it's good to have higher end listings, right? But at the same time, it's going to take a long time for that to sell if it does sell. I'm not saying that a luxury listing is not going to sell, but it just takes a long time. And a lot of times the reason why those tend to expire is not because it can't be sold, but it's because the seller got impatient and the contract just expired. So sometimes they'll look to hire somebody else or they won't. So a lot of the luxury higher end listings that I get come from calling like old expired listings. So I do that twice a year. In January, I download a list of all the listings that expired from the second half of the year, and then in June, I download a list of all the ones that did in the first half, and I work through that until I get in contact with almost everyone. So that works too. So those are my main sources, really. Now, in the beginning of this video, I said I wasn't going to talk as much, but fuck it. I'm going to talk until I get somebody else on the line. So I record these sessions.
Number that does not accept solicitations. If you are a solicitor, please add this number to your do not.
I record these calls mainly for my training purposes, because I'll go back and fast forward through and listen to the conversations each way. My dialer has it to where I can just listen to the audio and do it that way too, which is something good as well. As I can record the calls too. But I like doing it this way, and then it just gives me a little bit of content, and I've had people reach out to me saying that it's helpful and they like watching. And so cool. I appreciate anybody who watches, and I also love if you get anything out of it and decide to implement anything that I'm doing within your day-to-day business. So this is a daily practice for me.
Hello?
Hi, this is Blake. I'm a local real estate broker here in Minneapolis. How's your Monday going so far?
We're not in the least bit interested. Please put us on your do not call list.
Will do, thank you. Love it. You get all of it. You get all of it. Put it as not interested. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. This is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Apple Valley. How's your Monday going so far?
It's going good, and we don't want to sell.
Gotcha. If you ever do decide to sell, can I be the first agent you call?
Sounds good. Probably won't be doing that for a long time, though.
Sounds good. I'll be in business for a long time. I appreciate your time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. One second. We back. Getting on this thing.
The number 95293.
Sometimes I listen to that whole message because sometimes it'll say the number blah 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 is in service. They do that. And then it says leave a message afterwards. But I don't leave a message anyway. So usually when I hear that beep 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 whatever, I just mark it as a bad number. Clean it up.
You've reached Amy Lee. I'm not here to take your call right now, but please...
Watching my other screen because I'm expecting an email to come through, and typically I don't have any other apps up other than like this when I'm recording and the dialer. So that hi, this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Minneapolis. How's your Monday going so far? Well, that market is not interested. People are either going to talk to you, they're going to hang up, or they're going to cut you off. Those are the three ways that people can just flat out in the beginning reject you, basically. Those aren't objections. That's the actual rejection. They're like, I don't want to be bothered. They hang up. They probably get a ton of calls like this, and I actually say that. So, but that's with any lead. That's with any lead source. People are actually will either hear you out, they'll hang up, or they'll cut you off. And when I say cut you off, that could be anything from cursing you out to just completely just speaking over you and saying, all right, that's enough. I don't want to be bothered. Let's move on or whatever. So
the number 9529.
Those are the different things that can happen when you're calling anybody. The ones that you want to spend the time with are the ones that are going to allow you to speak to them, and they want to speak with you because there might be some interest there. They'll hear a real estate broker and they'll say, oh, okay, what do they want? Or something like that. Thing with absentee owners is they're also being called by investors, and eventually I'm never going to call this list from a standpoint of me wanting to buy it, but if I happen to go out to a property and I see it as a good opportunity, there may be some interest there. Now I would list it and I would see if somebody wanted to make an offer or buy it first. But if it doesn't,
the number 95294
is if it's a good opportunity for me, then I will look to see what I can do to purchase the property as well. And that's just one of the ways that this list can work for you in a number of different ways. You can build your business, you can build your portfolio, kind of two birds with one stone, just depending on who's doing that. This also gives me the opportunity to say, these are the people that want to sell now. And if it's something that they want to do, then if they've got renters in it, or they're going to be doing something like that, or a potential flip or something like that, then this is something that you can take advantage of, because you can use it that way. I don't market that like a guaranteed sale program or something like that. Like
A number that does not accept solicitations. If you are a solicitor, please add this number to your do not call list and
sell
hang.
your house, I'll buy it. I don't do it that way, just because that puts me like on the hook, because it might not be a house that I want to buy. But if a home is sitting and I see it as kind of a good opportunity there, then I would just kind of say, hey, I might be interested in buying it from you. What can we do here? And then that helps, because it makes it so that they don't have to pay a
Phone
commission.
number 952-953-0.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this
I'm almost through this list. 50 more calls left.
Hello?
Hi, this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Apple Valley. How's your Monday going so far?
It's good.
Good, good. Hey, look, I'm sure you get a ton of calls like this, so I'll be super quick with you. I just wanted to find out, do you still own 6421 157th Street?
We do. We're not selling. Thank you.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yes.
There's something that I'm toying with right now is, now obviously if somebody, when I asked them if they still own the property, they're obviously going to say we're not selling, because they know I'm a real estate broker and I'm looking for a house listing that I want to sell. So if they want to beat you to the punch, they'll say they're not selling. But if I do get through to the second question, the other day in my script I was asking, would you consider selling in the next 12 months? Like putting a definite number on there to see what type of response I get. Or would you sell if it makes sense? Now that approach is more like giving them the opportunity to it's more of an open-ended question. So it's like either they can say yes, no, or they can say, well, what makes sense? What did you have in mind, or how much is it worth? And then at that point, that's when I would offer them to a valuation, home valuation, to do it that way. So then I'll get into like RPR, send off the valuation, and then follow up with them, and just kind of gives you a way to do that. So I don't know, they're different. One isn't necessarily better than the other. They're different. What I do find is that when you do that valuation, you send it over in an email. It's an easy way to get a email address from someone if you want to keep in contact with them through email. I'm not the best at email campaigns and doing all that stuff. Like typically, if I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them the information, and then I'm going to say, I'll send it to you, and then I'll follow up with you tomorrow morning. Does that sound good? Right? And I'm saying if you see and everything makes sense, how soon would you potentially be looking to sell your house? And we just kind of will go from there. So that, it's just a different approach. I don't think either one is, I wouldn't say one is better than the other, because you can follow that same approach the other way too, by asking about a definite time frame, like the 12 months. But it's not, to me, I haven't found it to be that much different or that much better than the other. Sometimes you get through the valuation, it's kind of like a waste of time because you call them back, they don't answer your phone, your call, but you have their email and you can follow up after calling them back. You can follow up with an email like, hey, I just left you a voicemail, give me a call. Like, that's when you get a little bit more aggressive with it. So I like would you consider selling if it made sense for you, just the way it flows more. So you do that. You do it that way. I would say that's probably like my muscle memory.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number.
Two like that. 41 more calls. And when I make the calls this afternoon. Hi, this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Lakeville. How's your Monday going so far?
Good.
Good. Hey, I'm wondering, you probably get a ton of calls like this, so I'll be pretty quick with you. Do you still own 20635 Hughes Avenue?
No.
Gotcha. All right, thank you. I'll update my information. That sounded like a kid. So, again, it could have been a cell phone for somebody that was once attached to the home. And they go that way. I say, thank you for your time. I'll update my information and move on. Put it as a wrong number. That's all you gotta do.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Mark it off my list so that when I call back, I don't hit it again. That makes this list that much more valuable because now you have more accurate numbers. Now, there's a ton of people that just didn't answer the phone the first time that I called through. So maybe they'll answer the next time I call through. You go from there. I mean, like, you can set your entire year up off of this list. Hello?
Good morning, it's Brian.
Hi, Brian. This is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Lakeville. How's your Monday going so far?
Good, thank you.
Good. Hey, I know you probably get a ton of calls like this, so I'll be quick. Just want to find out, do you still own 20599 Hampshire Way?
It's pending listing, scheduled for closing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, hey, congratulations. I was just calling to see if you would consider selling it, but it sounds like you're all taken care of.
I am. Thanks for the call.
Perfect. Thank you.
You bet. Take care.
Bye. Again, I should have got to him sooner. That's all it is. That's all that means. It tells you that there's hot leads. There's hot leads on this list that you can call and they want to sell. I should have gotten to them sooner. I either should have had this list, I should have came across this lead provider earlier, or I should have stayed consistent from like basically when we were in lockdown and I was just calling for like 4 and 5 hours a day. I should have kept doing that. Bottom line. I fell off. I started calling other leads. I started working with buyers. Days got away from me. Weeks got away from me when I didn't prospect. And you feel the ups and downs when you do that. This is like steady business. You can easily pick up 1 to 2 listings a month. Maybe. Hello?
Please leave your message for 952.
You can easily pick up 1 to 2 listings a month, if not 1 to 2 listings a week, if you just call consistently, right? Like I said, it's the compound effect. People are looking to list 2-3 months out. They've got renters in. You want to sell the house when the renters leave, so they're like, hey, call me back next year. So now next year, come that time, you got maybe some 2-3 other people that want to sell at the same time. So now you got 3-4 listings. That's the buildup that I'm talking about that you can get. Like in the beginning, a listing a month, guaranteed. Guarantee you can get a listing a month just off of this in the beginning. But that does not count the people that are looking to sell at a later time that you can follow up with, that you send over the valuations and... Hello?
Please leave your message for...
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, hi. This is Blake. I'm sorry about that. I'm a real estate broker here in Lakeville. How's your Monday going so far?
Good.
Good. Hey, I'm sure you get a ton of calls like this, so I'll just be really quick with you. Do you still own 17715 Kingsbury Circle?
Why do you ask?
Just wonder if you would consider selling it if it made sense for you.
Do you have a buyer or what?
Potentially. I mean, it's a seller's market out there. Just wondering if I could provide a valuation. If the numbers add up, maybe it's something you consider.
I don't own it anymore.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll update my information here.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. He didn't have anything better to say. He probably does still own it, but I threw him off with what I just being as direct as I am. I probably threw him off. He didn't know what to say, so he wanted to just get off the line and say, we don't own it anymore. Like he asked me that and then said he didn't own it. Craziness. Hello?
Hello, this is Brent Tate. Did you leave your name, number, and a brief message?
What was I saying before? Anyway, so while it's paused here, because I only have like 23 calls left on this list as a whole, the more that you, first off, number one, from the books that you read, the more that you use your script daily and practice on calling people and listen to your calls afterwards and understand how you sound, the better your script becomes. The better you'll get used, you can write down some of those objections. Why do you ask? Do you have a buyer? Things like that, and you can kind of practice working on those objections. So the smoother it becomes. I noticed that if I'm calling consistently for like a week straight, hitting these lists up and everything like that, by the end of the week, like my script is dialed in, and it just comes off like off the top of my head like that. If I take time off, then I come back and it's rusty, right? And I stutter and I stammer over words and things like that, and then that reduces your credibility on the phone right away. That's number one. Number two, from what I was saying before, if you're calling this list, if you click that link in the description of this video, use discount code Wallace, get 15% off your first list, get yourself your list. I guarantee if you're consistent with calling, you can, in the beginning, you will guaranteed get 1 to 2 listings per month. Those are people that are going to say, yes, I want to sell, and I want to sell within the next 30 to 45 days. You will get that. That's a guarantee. That's something that I know, because when I first started calling this list, that was the consistency that I was starting to pull. Now there will be a week, maybe two, where everybody was saying no, something like that. But then all of a sudden, one day it hit, and you get people that are like, yeah, I want to sell. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that. So then you start getting that stuff. Using the script where it says, do you want to sell if it makes sense for you, is good, because you get that follow-up. So then what happens is, if you get the people that want to sell right now, you're also going to get the people that are going to say, no, I'm thinking about selling maybe in the next 6 months or so. Give me a call back then. I've got tenants in there. Their lease isn't up until 12 months, 12 months from now, or a year from now. So next year, give me a call back then. So you do the valuation, you send it off to them, and you let them know, hey, let's keep in contact, and I'll give you a call back in a year or so. And then just keep following up with them in different ways if you can. My main thing is the phone. Like, that's what I know I can do. I'm not good at email campaigns. I send you what I tell you I'm going to send you, and then I follow up on it and go from there. And I also provide people with links to set up time during my virtual office hours and things like that, which I can create videos for all of this stuff, so it can kind of be like a small business in a box, so to speak. And I'll also give you the cost of what things cost me on a monthly basis in order to run the business this way, because it's super, super cost effective, low overhead, high profit. And that's the way that you want to run your business. So with that, the compound effect of this is such. You're getting 1 to 2 listings a month off of just the calls, just people saying yes to you going down the line. You're going to get those people, especially if you got a list of about 3,500 people. You're going to get those people that are going to say yes to you. It's the numbers and having a pretty effective cold call script to qualify. Then you're going to get the people that want your valuation, and then you go do that. So then those are the people that you have to follow up with. And a lot of times those people are 3, 6, 9 months out. So as you're getting those listings, then now down the line, you have one listing. Then one day you'll get a seemingly just random call from somebody that you probably don't even remember that you spoke to. And they're going to say, you sent me this valuation and it's great and I want to work with you. What are the steps to work with it? Then you set that appointment, and now you got 2 listings going down in a month. Boom, boom, boom. Then 3, then 4. Then you just keep building that snowball effect over and over and over again when you do that. Now, I would suggest get yourself some simple signage. Put a yard sign in there to say that it's that your house is for sale. Do your online advertising, advertise it through your website and everything like that for the listing, because then what will happen is you will get leads from the listing itself. Now you're working with somebody that's selling, could potentially be buying as well. Now you see where that snowball effect is coming from. It's not just the list. You're not just getting the listings off the list. You're getting the listings and the leads from the listings as well. See, so you have to think about that. It's going to be a buildup of probably, when you're calling like this, things like direct mail and online advertising, you probably have to put in an incubation period of about 6 months in order to see any type of results. And that result may not be the result that you're looking for. With this, your incubation period is probably about a month. Dial consistently for a month and you will have 1 to 2 listings by the end of that month. That's a guarantee. So click that link in the description, get your leads, and start dialing. That's just the bottom line. 23 more calls, and then I'm through this list for the first time, and then I can start it over, and that is... Hello?
The Magic Jack customer you have called is unavailable to take your call. Please...
When I hear it go quiet, I just say hello. I just want to see who's doing what. Is there somebody on the line?
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
This is cool, see, because when I dial through this list again, then those people that didn't answer, maybe I'll find out that they want to sell, or if they answer the phone the next time, or if I call somebody back that I've already spoken with, it just kind of is what it is. You say, oh man, I didn't realize I had spoken with you already. Great. You all set? Things like that. And we just roll. I just roll with the punches. But if they aren't, you go through it the next time and the list gets that much more potent, if that's the word. But like just that much more accurate because I got rid of all those bad numbers. And then I'll just be working with the people that didn't answer first time.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected
To an automatic voice message system.
So when I was door knocking, I used to do this thing where I think the app that I used was called Spotio. It's still out there, it's still available. It did some updates and it changed quite a bit. But Spotio had a blog, and what they did was they broke down like the effectiveness of your territory. So if you're door knocking, it's all about a territory. You don't really know who's living where unless you pull tax records and you want to drive around to specific homes, which I didn't do. I would just block off an area of homes that was like a mile by a mile, right? So I would walk that deal, and I would door knock that area, and I would mark down who I spoke with because it was almost like having your own CRM within the app. So I'd have my phone with me, and I'd mark if people were at home, not home, knock, didn't knock, blah blah blah. And then I would work that area until I reached about a 70% contact rate. And that's whether somebody said yes or no or otherwise, right? If they said no, that's a contact. You made a contact, right? Till I got to a 70% contact rate. Then I moved on to another area. And then I let that area rest for about 3 months or so. And then I would come back and do that because the amount of time that it took me to reach that 70% contact rate for that was about another 3 months or so. So I would just kind of go back and forth that way. Hey, it's me again. Hey, it's me again. Same concept here. That's what I'm pretty much trying to do here. I've got reporting that I can see how many contacts I've actually made out of the list, and I can keep a running tab of that. And so once I reach a 70% contact rate on this list, and I'll go and I'll get it cleaned up because you can reach out to the folks. It's not free, of course, but you go back and you say, hey, I've worked this list. Are there any new ones? These are the same folks I want to do. Boom, boom, boom. Purchase it again. Look, it's an investment. You have to invest in your business. Invest and reinvest. Period, point blank. By that time, you will have had some commissions. It'll be a no-brainer. Just do it. You know what I mean? Just make the purchase. Do it. And it's not even that bad. Like this list that I got probably cost me right around, what was it, 3,500. I think it was like 75 cents a lead or something like that. Eight, not even that much. I think it was like 8 cents a lead or something like that for 3,500 numbers. So I did that, whatever. So now I'm boom, 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 going through the list. I'm dialing through. This is going to be my first time. This took me way longer than what I wanted. My plan was to be able to get through this list probably within a month and a half to 2 months. Dial it again, then repurchase the list, get it cleaned up, and start dialing again and work through that way. And then like work through what duplicates and things like that because the dialer will avoid any duplicate numbers and stuff. So just like that, just keep working that list. Just keep working until you get the numbers out of it that you need. And then you just keep going. And one day maybe you don't have to prospect anymore. I probably always will though. All right? One day I will potentially hire maybe an inside salesperson to make the calls. Just set them up and send them to me when you get somebody on the phone who's interested. But for now, I'm doing
it. Online condos, Elaine speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have the wrong number.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you. That was a business. It's not a match. So I know that already. I'm not going to go through the rigmarole. I don't know if I said this already, but when I make my calls later, I'll probably sit down. But it's good to stand up and do this. 'Cause then usually I'll take like a 35, 45-minute break, clear my head, take a walk.
Please leave your message for 9-7.
And then come back, and then I'll start answering answering email from the day and doing other tasks. So today, Mondays, I use for my weekly communications with my buyer clients, so it's buyer and seller clients. So just checking in, making sure everything is in good shape with the transactions.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Making sure I'm not leaving them hanging in any way, and providing updates from like the title companies and things like that, and making sure that they got everything that they needed. Giving like feedback, like reaching out to other agents for feedback over showings from the weekend, and then doing some reverse prospecting on the listing that I have, which is all done through the MLS. It's emails out to a bunch of different agents and things like that, people that have searches set up in order to generate interest in the listing. And then just any other admin work that I do on Monday. Any bills I need to pay, you know what I mean? Go through and make sure that I got everything all up to date. Then if I have appointments, I will jump in and start, and I'll go tend to those appointments, whether it be listing appointments or showing houses, or like virtual office hours. And then I will, if nothing else, if I don't have anything else. Hello?
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
this is Blake. I'm a real estate broker here in Eagan. I was wondering how your Monday was going so far.
Not bad. I'm at work. I can't talk right now. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Maybe call me in the evening, please.
Give you a call back in the evening?
Bye.
Will do.
Yeah. Bye.
I was distracted. The opening was. He would have talked to me if my opening was better, but I'm at the end of this list. I'm just gonna mark it as call back. And I'll hit them better next time. Sometimes you slip up. You have slip up sometimes. You can see it in my eyes right now that I'm already getting tired. Also trying to do two things at once, not recording but watching my other screen too, is a distraction. So sometimes you just got to stop doing that. But that's what Mondays are for me. I'm always going to prospect. My mornings are set aside for that. Afternoons are set aside for everything else. Running the business that way. This is the last call. Campaign completed. Campaign completed. So like I said, man, for anybody that has watched this, thank you. Thank you. Can't say it enough. I also can't say enough that you need to click the link in the description in order to go get your leads. Use discount code Wallace. You'll get 15% off. Insert your zip code. See how many you can get. Start dialing. You can start dialing. You'll have your list within a day from them, and you will be able to do that. This company, the Share Group, that company is growing. They're doing big things. They work with a couple of other really, really big brokers in providing their list. And they also have other leads too. They have like likely to sell. They've got also, they've got distressed properties. They've got bad credit. They've got all sorts of lists that you can get, and you can kind of supplement your list with some of those other leads as well. But absentee owners is where I found my flow, and I've stuck with it. I got some other lists from them as well that I've called through as well. Done that. They're all great leads. Get that list. Go in and do it. My link is for absentee leads, absentee owner leads, and you can get that. One thing I was going to say is the expired listings I call older ones. I don't necessarily call the new ones, because a lot of times, especially in a market like this, they're probably already set up to go back on the market anyway. But if they've been sitting for some time and they're still expired, you just never know. So that's why I do that every 6 months. For sale by owners, I don't really call very often, but I still have a lead provider for sale by owners in case they ever come back around and it's something where it's like it's a lead worth chasing. But right now that FSBO and expire market is pretty saturated with other agents going after them and doing that. So thank you for watching. I'm done here. I'm going to take a break, and I'll probably be back on later doing some of those follow-up calls to see if I can catch a buyer or something like that for lake homes. But until then, thanks for watching. Hashtag home dealer MN. I'll bring it back. That's it.